Okay guys, welcome to the show. Sri Lankan Sammi retired with mom and dad. Thank you for joining us today, guys. Friends and family, I really appreciate it. I'm here with mom. Mom, say
hello.
Dad, say
hello.
And Dad, what are people supposed to do?
Right.
And like. Very good. We're here with superstar Desmond. We are heading to Colombo today, where I am in the mood for no. I already got enough of that from you, Dad. I'm in the mood for some sushi and sashimi, so we're going to a nice Japanese restaurant that I know. But on the way today, we're going to talk about customer service in Sri Lanka. And Mom is smiling about that. The positive and the negative. Now, I'm not gonna, it's not about blaming Sri Lanka or anything like that. It's just about the cultural and situational issues that occur, that occur in Sri Lanka. So we're gonna go talk about that right away. All right, guys, so welcome back. I want to say thank you again to everybody who is liking, subscribing, commenting, sharing. All of my new Sri Lankan subscribers, I see you guys watching the videos and everything like that, so I really, truly appreciate that. Oh, wow, traffic is busy. It is a Saturday night. What is going on here? Coming up, sorry, I'm going to do that on the live stream. Join me on the live stream on Sundays. We're going to have a lot of fun on Sundays, so join me there. Please think about supporting the channel. Buy me a coconut, and we will definitely support local farmers buying fruits and vegetables from the roadside. Or just watch an ad. Watch the full ad, don't skip, and then click on the link of the ad. That will help the channel passively. I truly appreciate it. So, customer service in Sri Lanka. So what I wanted to talk about today, and Mom is going to give her experiences being here for 10 years, and Desmond, and ask him a couple of questions, and Mom's going to translate for us on that. But basically, the issue that I have with customer service is that it's not what I experience in the West. And coming from South Korea, where customer service is super great, like 150% better than anything I have ever experienced in the West, in North America, even at like a 5-star resort. Going to Starbucks in Korea is better than any 5-star resort I've ever been to anywhere in the world. So let me give you an example. We'll start with the good in Sri Lanka. So you go to a Western hotel, like a Hilton, a Hyatt, any kind of hotel like that, Cinnamon Grand or Kingsbury or any of the big 5-star hotels, and you are treated. What is this person doing with the signal on the wrong lane? You guys should have watched that video about driving in Sri Lanka. That was last week. That was a funny video. Anyway, customer service in Sri Lanka, the good part is that any Western style hospitality, especially the 5-star, the customer service is through the roof. Like 2 years ago when we went to Weligama, right? My brother got us upgraded to executive class, and we had like amazing rooms, and it was discovered like the 3rd day in, because I was commenting about how over the top the customer service was, and it discovered that because of my brother's status, we were being treated a little bit better, but still, it was amazing. Even any hotel that I go to here in any restaurant, always treated really, really well. Now, is that normal, Mom, or do you think it's because we're expats?
I would think that they go a little extra if you're a foreigner. or an expat.
Because they know that you're going to come back and spend money.
And you're spending money. Yeah.
Right? So locals, they wouldn't really.
They do.
They do, but not to that extent.
Yes.
Like what I'm saying is like.
Yeah, I know.
You know, just a regular local. I mean, regular locals can't afford that. So I think it's on that, and that harkens back to the days of like being a caste society, right?
No, it's the way the Sri Lankan way.
But it comes from that.
Yeah.
It contributes. It contributes.
No.
No.
It's just the way the
society is
the
been.
Society, like the Sri Lankan patronize, they sometimes don't know how to treat the people in the hotel. So there is a how do you call it, a very cool attitude from
a disconnect.
Yeah, but we know how to treat them, and we treat them well.
So
the normal Sri Lankans expect the servers, the whoever, to bend over backwards for them, which I don't think is necessary.
No.
And if they don't do that, that becomes a bit of a,
sticking point.
Yeah. Who do you think I am? That type of attitude. So.
The other thing is not even as you mentioned earlier, not even just the 5-star restaurants or hotels, even a mom and pop restaurant or hotel. So for example, we went to Nurelia and they took extra good care of us.
Yeah.
We went to Ella and that hotel
was
really bending over backwards to take care of us.
Yeah.
You know the restaurant that I ordered that Indian food from? I mean, that's a local restaurant here in Jayala, and they make it a point to call personally and ask if everything was okay.
Yeah. There are some who are very good, and I can mention a few. Like when we take the car to our neighboring place for a cleanup, just to clean the car, to wash the car, they will phone back the next day and ask how was everything done? Was it done to your satisfaction? Right?
And that's in a small town.
And that's in a small town.
In our hometown.
Yeah.
That's not Colombo.
No, that's not Colombo.
In our small town.
Now, big companies like Toyota, when we take the car for service with Toyota, they always send back a message. They don't call, but they send a message saying, what do you think of your service? Can you please grade it from 1 to 5? Right?
Yeah.
But you cannot compare that to sometimes when you are dealing with, we'll say, one of the big companies in Sri Lanka Dialogue. You have a problem with your TV. To get through to them, to find out, to get something done, it's annoying.
It's pulling teeth. Well, we're gonna talk about the negative parts in just 1 second. I just want to finish up with the positive parts. So there are numerous examples of positive customer service in Sri Lanka, but it is those tiny pet peeves that turn us off on the customer service, can ruin brushstroke the entire industry as being negative just by one bad experience. And I'm going to touch on some of the bad experiences I've had. I like to email, I like to text and get answers. I like to search online, what have you. That's my personal experience. But in Sri Lanka, they don't have that online presence. They don't have websites and emails. I had to do some research for someone about welding schools, and I sent out 8 emails. Not one of those schools replied back, ever. Not one. Okay? 2 of the emails bounced back as not existing anymore. So there goes your website. I mean, what's the use of having a website with an email address and contact us and nobody follows up? Now those are, these are private colleges and things like that. They're not public schools. They're not big universities. They're trade schools. Let me give you another example. I contacted the airport, Colombo International Airport, asking about lost luggage because I'm curious as to what they do with unclaimed luggage. I was thinking about a business idea or something like that, and I was just inquiring. I sent an email. Immediate response from the airport, sent it to Sri Lankan Airlines. Sri Lankan Airlines never replied. I sent a follow-up message 3 days later, never replied. And this is the second time I've done that. My biggest pet peeve is when you call a Sri Lankan business and they just, hello? No company name. Hello, this is company ABC. How can I help you? No whatsoever. I don't know who I've called. Is this company ABC? Silence. Right now, I don't know if they don't speak English. I don't know, understand, whatever. But it's a common denominator for me. And being in telecom and in customer service, pretty well my whole life, it is annoying, Dad. Exactly. So that is just because that is the way it is, right, Mom? They just don't know, and they have to be trained to do that. And then your pet peeve, Mom, is they don't know how to use the hold button and they don't know how to use the transfer button. Tell me your experience with that.
My experience once, and this is when I called the hotel. Now this was a couple of years ago. Okay, they have now improved a lot. I called some place. I called the hotel, I think in Sigiri or whatever, to find out, to get reservations. They put me on hold or what, I don't know. But I was there on the phone, hold for maybe 5 minutes while I can hear people laughing and talking.
So you weren't on hold, they just put the phone on the table.
Maybe.
No,
right?
you weren't on, if you were on hold,
I wouldn't hear.
You wouldn't hear anything.
So when the person came back after about 5 minutes, I said, when you are put on hold, that's what I said, right? And if you are put on hold for 2 minutes, it's like 10 minutes. I was there, for nearly 5 minutes. The next thing is, can you make sure that when you put your customer on hold, that you put your customer on hold? Because all I could hear was all of you laughing and talking and joking and whatever. While I'm on hold, I can hear that. So do you know the frustration? They did apologize. That's my pet peeve is trying to contact somebody to get something done, like a company. Like for example, something is wrong with your TV. So you call Dialogue, the biggest company. Okay, first you have to give them your ID, who owns the TV, who owns the place, who owns whatever you have given them that information. Okay, we will put a note that there is a complaint and it will take 48 hours. Excuse me, you mean that I don't have a TV for 48 hours?
You don't have cable. You don't have cable.
Right?
Yeah.
It means I cannot have the TV on for 48 hours. I said, no, that's not right. I want it done right now. So, if you assert yourself, that's what I have learned so far, you can get things done. But if you just okay and you put the phone down, 48 hours will become 96 hours.
Yeah.
But if you assert yourself, within a day they will come.
I have yet to call a company, a Sri Lankan company, whether be it small or large, talk to a human being, they put me on hold or transfer me, and then the line gets cut.
Oh yeah.
That happens every single time.
That has happened to me many a time. And I up to a number of times, and I have asserted myself and I have said, cut me off the next time I'm going to be at your place.
So I find it much easier these days as a solution for that is to physically go. Because you can't rely on, because first of all, some of these people don't know. Like I go to the supermarket, do you have this? No. And I go down the aisle, there it is right there, because they don't know. So they just feel more comfortable in saying no, because they don't want to say, I don't know.
I don't know.
They don't want to say that. And just like, no, and this is not a Korean, a Sri Lankan thing. In Korea, you will never hear someone say no. They will say maybe, or I will try. They will never say no to your face, because it's not in their culture to say the word no to someone.
They have improved a lot, I would say,
Okay.
extremely, in comparison to, I would say, 8-9 years ago to today. It's really great.
Now,
Okay, but at the beginning, when I came here, oh my God, it was
culture shock.
the most frustrating thing
Yeah.
under the sun.
For me, even for me, being from a technologically advanced country to here, it drives me just batty how nobody can take advantage of, technology to improve.
It's not even the technology. It's the fact is somebody trying to be helpful, right? Trying to be helpful.
But there are shining examples. Like we go back to some of the things that I've seen. People are like extremely helpful.
Oh, some, but not always.
Now,
but now,
can
yes.
you touch base on one thing that I remember you telling me a long time ago, is on the construction of your house. Now, I saw the 2 houses being built across the street from us, and I saw how long it took for just the simplest things to be done.
Yeah.
Compared to the house that I watched get built in Milton, my house in Milton, in Canada. I mean, we lived 10 minutes away from my house that was being built. And every 3 or 4 days we would go to the house and I would see the progress being done. So being across the street from the houses that were built from our house here in Sri Lanka, I noticed some of the issues. Now, some of the issues were supply issues. But you mentioned to me, when our house was being built, there were some labor issues. Can you touch base on that?
It's not a case of the labor issues. Now, sometime during the Sri Lankan New Year, which is in April, right? You can never get anything done from about the 1st of April or maybe about the 5th of April till about the end of April, beginning of May.
So 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after.
Even sometimes it can be even 6 weeks, right? Because once the people who work, the laborers, they go to the village for the New Year, they say, I'm going for 2 weeks, but really they are going for 4 weeks, right? So everything is held back. So your contractor will say, yes, we will start, at the end of April, but for a fact that it won't be till about the middle of May.
And he promises things that he can't commit to.
Yes. And the other thing is that there are certain things that when a contractor takes it, he may not believe in it, but he does. So if he has to put doors, then there has to be a special day and a special time when he would put the doors. When he puts the roof, he has to make sure that it's the right time and it's an auspicious day to put the roof.
The stars align.
Right?
Because, Darren, one of my viewers, is interested in doing some business here in Sri Lanka, and we were talking about it offline. And Darren, I wanted Mom to explain this to you. Next time you come in October, November, we're going to have dinner together, and we're going to talk to you about some of the crazy stories of Sri Lankan construction. And some of the frustrating issues that come across. It's frustrating from our perspective, a Western perspective, because it's their way of doing things.
And also it's the fact is to get the electricity line, to get the water line. Now the people across the street from us, it took them nearly 6 weeks or 2 months to get the water line. For what reason, they don't know. Right? So everything stops.
Because you can't do anything until that is...
Or the electricity line. So it things, you know, it becomes a bit of an issue when you have things like that.
And same thing with our solar power installation. It was one thing after another thing after another.
Due to the,
it was, but
yeah,
but we were never told.
yeah.
It was always, oh, it's coming, it's coming. But
They never tell you.
They never tell you the truth because they don't want to say no.
No. They don't want to lose. They think that if they tell you the truth, they're going to lose the business. But they are not going to lose the business if they tell you the truth.
Yes.
So we understand that there was a problem with
importing. Yeah.
So, you know.
I understand. So this is basically the reasoning behind is the rapid modernization of the culture and the society, and the influx of foreigners and the foreign culture, the diverse foreign culture's expectation. Because I mean, Sri Lanka is not an isolated country like Korea or something like that. It was a colony, so they understand the Western style. But after decolonization, they kind of reverted back a little bit. I'm thinking to a more Sri Lankan way of doing things, and the bureaucracy of that amazes me. The three people required to buy one pair of shoes.
Yes.
And that is because, I mean, for prevent theft and to keep people in a job. You know, like trying to get my driver's license was just, how many people do I have to talk to get a driver's license?
How many people do you have to talk to get
a pair of socks? ID? Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. So yeah, speaking of getting my driver's license, in a couple of weeks I have to go get my driver's license renewed and get my international driver's license. So that's going to be an adventure. Guys, I want to say thank you very much. Thank you, Mom, for sharing. Dad, thank you, Dad. I will see you all on the other side. I want to say thanks again for sticking around and watching the show. Remember, learn to live life, don't let life live you, and be good to each other. Wow, look at this. This is Zen Japanese restaurant. So we're heading in to here. I think it's an outdoor. Look at this alley, that is beautiful. So we're gonna head in here and find out where it is that we're supposed to go. It's a hotel. Zen restaurant?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We have another upstairs. So
oh, okay, wonderful. Can we get a table for 4? Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. Wow, look at this. Very nice. So let's get seated and then we'll see what's going on.
We share the three of us till the meal comes.
Look at this. So this is my dinner. 20 pieces.
And you're going to eat
So we got fried
tempura.
Tempura shrimp, gyoza. Gyoza, which is dumpling.
Dumplings.
It's chicken dumpling.
Oh, this one.
Yeah. And I have 20 pieces of assorted sushi with wasabi and garlic and egg roll. Oh, it looks good. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Look at that. Dad, what did you get? You got a chicken teriyaki, right?
Yeah.
With noodles. How is it? And look at Dad going to town with the chopsticks. Yeah. Look at that. And then Mom's with a fork. That's really good. That looks amazing. That looks amazing. And Desmond's going to try to use chopsticks. He doesn't know how to do chopsticks. Turn so he can see the inside of your wrist. There you go.
කයියා
recommend ඕනේ.
මේ බිම
මාතෘකාවේ කැටුනේ.
මේක වෙනම ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ. thank you. ඒක රුරු වෙන්නේ.